Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and I'd like to welcome you to this episode of my channel, The Scrap and Crafty Gardener. I think I should subtitle this one, The Episode That Almost Wasn't, or Neat Idea Gone Horribly Wrong. Let's get started, and I'll explain on the way. Last night I was watching YouTube, and I was watching some older videos, and Jennifer McGuire from about a year ago did one called the Magical Color Changing Card, and that kind of inspired me. Of course, I have to put my own twist on it, and I went totally off kilter with this one and learned a lot of things not to do, so I'm going to tell you about it. But I also thought, you know, I have all these Glimmer plates, and I don't really do a lot of hot foiling anymore. It takes so long to warm up, and I wanted to see, can I rubber stamp with these? So that's how this project started. And I'm using today the Spellbinders Glimmer of the Month for August 2023. It was the Overflowing Floral, and I'm only using the flower image. And I'll show you. We'll start, I'm using VersaFine Clair because I'm going to be using alcohol inks to color this in. Don't worry, I've already colored it offline. I just wanted to show you how you can stamp with your Glimmer plates. Now, since these are very thin, they're not the thickness of a normal clear vinyl stamp or the red rubber stamps, so I had to put in 2 shims. I actually added 2 of these Dollar Tree cutting mats. I think a Cricut mat, if you had an old one and cut it down, that would work perfectly. And then I also put in a piece of blue vellum so that I could kind of see what I was doing when I got to the other step. But I'll show you. You just ink it up really well. Now this takes a lot of pressure. And then you can kind of see over here where you still have some ink on the stamp and there's some spots that are missing. Just go in and pressure that. And just keep pressing. Or you could add more ink, but I can still see from my plate that I have plenty on here. A little bit more down here. You can use your checky tool, but you still really got to press to get it in there. And that's fairly good. So I'm going to stop for now because that's what I just needed to show you was this. And this I colored with my alcohol ink markers. And my desk is a royal mess today, so I just wanted to show you. This is how it looks. I added some alcohol ink markers, and then I used my gold paint pen to add some gold highlights. Then, to do this that Jennifer McGuire did, you also need a piece of acetate. And I stamped it on the acetate. And my acetate is made for my laser printer. So I thought it would work if you stamped it with embossing ink and then embossed it. This is one of the epic fails. Okay, you can't do that. You melt holes in it. It instantly curled up and made this little piece. So that was fail number 1. Okay, I thought I'll just rubber stamp on the image. While I'm talking, I'm going to clean this off. I'll just rubber stamp on the acetate. Okay, that also didn't work for the majority of reasons. Until I tried VersaFine Clair. Don't do that on acetate. It will never dry. I couldn't use my heat tool on it because it would melt the plastic. I got out my hair dryer, and it's an older hair dryer, probably from the 1980s. So that didn't work so great. Then I finally used Stays-On ink, which worked. But I also tried it on vellum because I thought, what if I used vellum for this color change procedure? And while that worked, it also never really dried, even with my hair dryer. So what I did I thought, okay, I'm going to see if I can clean this off. So I just took my rag and wiped over it. But it left this really cool, shadowy, gray-toned impression. So that's what I'm going to work with. But let me show you the color change card I did earlier and why it's called a color change card. And then we'll get together and make this other one. This is the card I made earlier today. And this project has taken me, oh, I'm going to say about 5 hours now. This is the stamped on with stays on that did dry with my hair dryer. But then you pull this little tab out of the middle and your card is now colorful and inked. And this is just a little piece of paper that I glued two together and a little tab that I wrote pull on. And that just slides right down in there. So you see, well, that's kind of pretty, which is why I thought it would make a nice get well card. It's pretty, but not too in your face bold, but you get well, and then everything is bright and beautiful again. But now I'm going to make a card, but I'm going to use this. Instead of the clear acetate, I wanted to make my failure into something that would work. So let's get together and make my card. Usual 5x7 card for me, which measures 10 inches by 7 inches. Score it at the 5-inch line, fold it over, crease it. Then I have a piece of decorative paper, and you can do any color. Now on this one, my purple that I had was a purple polka dotted paper, and the color didn't match. So I just used my alcohol ink markers that I used on the flower to color in the paper. So you could do that too. And I may end up doing that on here once we put it together, if I find it's not matching. Then this piece of paper measures 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. You need one of those. Your acetate or inner piece, well, this is not the acetate, but your inner piece needs to fit just inside there. I do have a piece of acetate that I'm going to put plain on top of this card. And I cut 2 little pull tabs that I colored with the pink ink. And I'm going to glue those together to put on here. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is glue this down and let this dry while I am fiddling with the other part, because that was the fiddliest part for me. And I'm probably not going to change the color of this now since I'm gluing it down to the card. I'm just going to go with it and make it look like it belongs. Okay. Now for the pull tab, I used a Sizzix die. It's like a little banner pull tab. I don't know the kit that this came from. I just know it says Sizzix on the back of it. And for my sentiment, I'm doing another Get Well sentiment because I thought this gray will definitely make it. For that is the Hero Arts Get Well Soon stamp. That's this side, not this one. That's also Hero Arts, but a different set. This is the Ribbon Messages stamp and cut set. And it comes with these dies and these messages. All right. I'm just going to put my acrylic block. I can't find my big one. Where are you? We'll just put my little one down over here for now. That one corner's wanting to pop up. Okay, now to put this together, I'm going to set my acetate there. We need very thin foam strips, or you could actually cut paper pieces to fit on this. And that's what Jennifer McGuire did. But I'm going to use, I have these very narrow 1/8 inch paper strips. Or paper strips, foam strips. Yeah, now my voice is gone. I apologize. And I'm just going to put that around 3 portions of this card. We're not going across the top. We're just going down the sides and at the bottom. because we're making a little pocket. Just a little pocket to put. It's kind of like you're making a shaker card, but you're not really making a shaker card. Though this would be a beautiful shaker card. Maybe that's a project for the one I just stamped. Color that in and put some shaker material in this. That would be a great idea. And I tell you, this project took me hours. It really did. One mistake right after another. Getting frustrated, but I decided to just go with it. Now, I'm going to put the bottom of the acetate on. So I'm just going to peel these bottom pieces off. And I'm just going to take a Swiffer and just kind of dust this a little bit. Because I am in the basement, it gets a little dusty down here. And I want to line this up here. Get that bottom pressed down. And it's okay if I go off. I'll trim that once I have the strips down. Now I'll just go along the side, peel these up. Lay that one down. Peel these off. Okay, now I'm going to go in and trim the acetate. Because if you don't get it lined up just perfect, you'll have a little bit of overlay, and you want to get rid of that because it will show. That looks pretty good. Now, for on top of this, I have cut out, oh goodness, where did it go? Let me pause. I'll cut out a new one and show you what I'm doing. Okay, now this piece, I made a small frame that's going to go over top of this and hide the edges. I made this a hair wider, and this measures 4 7/16 inch wide. But I made it the same height as this card. And then I cut out the inside using this. And that's how you get this nice little shape that you can use for a puller on your next card. And this is the Waffle Flower Lacy Layers for the 5x7 card. And it's the 3rd largest size in that set that I used. I love this set. Okay, now for this, I'm going to take some double-sided tape. Hopefully. I know I have another roll of that over here. There we go. And put this on the back of this card. And when you're putting down double-sided tape in a long strip, you kind of want to press it down as you go, because otherwise if you hold it up and then press it down, you can actually bow or curve your piece. That happened to me earlier also. Just, that shows you right there. I did it again. Thankfully I could pull it up and press it down as I go. Okay, now we'll put this down on our frame, and I'm only going to take off one side at a time here. And I'll stand up for that so I can have a better angle. This side's not sticky, so I want to see where it's going to go on here. Up a little bit, and there. Okay. So this side's stuck down well. Now I can peel the tape off. Stick that top down. Peel this, but start this side piece. And lay that down. Okay, and you want to check and make sure that nothing is hanging over the side. And that's our frame. And this is where I'm going to put my embellishment. Now, for my get well soon message, I cut out 3 of these banners. And I think for this one I put in the middle because I had accidentally touched this acetate before it dried, and I had a little smear, so I covered that up. But I'm not sure where I want to put this sentiment. Yeah, I think actually right there in the middle, it looks good. So I'm just going to put this down also with the double-sided tape. I don't need to pop it up because it's already popped up. And you wonder how you can lose things when they're in one place and then they're gone. There we go. And we'll put that right there. Now, we take our piece of vellum and slide it in there. See how that makes it kind of look gray? Like you're sad? That needed to get just right. Okay, so that fits. It needs trimmed off just a little bit at the top. I see my cut wasn't very straight. But on this one, I put the pull tab in between the 2 layers, but I don't have 2 layers of vellum, and no matter what you do, this is going to show. So I am going to put it on the outside. So we'll get a little bit of glue here. I think I'm going to have it pull right from there. And I just hand wrote pull on there. I've seen some rubber stamp stamps out there that say pull. I just don't happen to have one in my stash of crafts. All right, and then we will slide that down in. This may look weird, but I like the color of how this looks. Not fond of the pull tab, but you know, you do what you have to do on that. But I like how that makes it look. When you pull it up, oh, you're all better. So now we'll put this on our card, and we don't need to pop this up since it's already popped up, but you could if you wanted to. Yeah, putting that on there kind of covers up a lot of the brightness of the background pink. Should have tried to tone down this. Ah, that's what I could do. I'll put a couple of sequins over that, so you really won't see it. All right, and for sequins, I brought both silver and gold. Let's see. What if we put 2 gold on there to kind of highlight that you need to do something up there? I think the gold will work because I have gold in the flowers, and that's how I want it to see. Maybe just like that. That one's odd shaped. All right, that's where I'll put them. We'll glue those down. I'll get my wax pencil, which was here earlier. It is not here now. Ah, here it is, off to the side. The gray kind of makes me think of today's weather. It is gray, cloudy, and we had some thunderstorms earlier. Ah, there was 2 sequins there. And then the sun came out for a few short minutes, and now it's pouring down rain again. And I think we're supposed to get snow this evening. Yes, I love it like this. And it's not too bad this way. A little mellowed, toned down. But I wanted to use my mistake to show you that you can turn it into something that is not so bad. I think what another crafter Gina K says, better than horrible. All right, that is it for my card making today. I have to get ready. We have scrapbooking night tonight with the girls. So that is it. I hope you have a great rest of your day and learn from my mistakes.